Have you ever delayed or postponed something? You had a task or a project to do and you put it off, just didn't get it done. You knew it was important, you knew about the deadline, you knew it was coming up, but you just kept on putting it off. Yeah, it's called procrastination. We all do it. That's what I want to talk about today for a few minutes. Hi, my name is Eaton Grant, and I'm a speaker, trainer, and coach. And I want to talk about procrastination a little bit today because it's something that plagues all of us and challenges all of us. And it's one of those things that can either make you or break you. It can either help you to be successful, or it'll hold you back. If we can overcome procrastination, and surely we can start to get some serious and some real results. Whereas if we don't overcome it, then a lot of people end up living a life of mediocrity or below what they're capable of doing, just because they haven't been able to overcome that. So I want to talk a few minutes today about procrastination and overcoming it and why we do it and how to stop. Okay, very important. That's what I want to talk about today. So we've all done it. We've all put stuff off. We know we have it. And I'm going to be doing a webinar, and I'm going to talk more about the psychology of procrastination and why we do that today. And often, procrastination is mistaken for laziness, but it's not that simple. In fact, there are reasons why people procrastinate. And I'm going to just share 5 quickly. And then, as I said, check out the link, the information in below. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribing, please subscribe to the channel. And when we're doing the webinar, we're going to break out and talk more about this, but we'll go deeper. But some of the reasons why people procrastinate and put stuff off, delay, avoid doing something is number one is because of fear, the fear of failure, right? And so if people figure that if I don't do it, then there's no chance of failing. And it's something that can be so subtle, and it creeps upon us through your subconscious, that it's one of the big reasons, in fact, why most people procrastinate, because of the fear of failure. Never take that chance, never start that business, never launch that product or service, never take that risk because they're afraid of failing. So that's a big one. Second one is perfection. In fact, John Maxwell, in one of his books, he calls it the perfection trap, where a lot of people are just so consumed with the idea that it has to be perfect that they never start, or they delay, or they push off, or they procrastinate because it has to be perfect. And I submit humbly that perfection maybe doesn't even exist, right? Not in real life. There's always something. There's always some challenge. There's always some health concern or issue to deal with. Life happens. And so it's not a perfect world. And intellectually, we all know this, right? Like, we know this intellectually. We know that life isn't perfect. Yet somehow when we set out to do something, have a task or a project or a business or something we want to pursue, somehow we get stuck in a perfection trap, right? And it doesn't exist. And so I did a course, invested in a course some years ago. It was by someone named Danielle Leslie, and she said something I never forgot. She said, done is better than perfect. Just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect, just get it done. And I'll never forget that. It helped me so much, and it really helped me to overcome procrastination, because I began to realize and just accept, right, that done is better than perfect. Another reason why people procrastinate is anytime you feel overwhelmed, then it'll cause you to delay and push aside or push back some things that we have to do. I was watching something one time, and I heard it was very powerful. They said that the success you're looking for is on the other side of the thing you're avoiding. That's when you're overwhelmed, and that often we push stuff off and we don't want to do it. But if we would just spend the hour, spend a few minutes, spend the time that it takes, what we're looking for is on the other side of that, right? But it's another reason why we procrastinate, because people feel overwhelmed, right? And in fact, one of the things that I work with people is anytime, people begin to feel overwhelmed, we help them to unpack some things and to layer some things and to put some things in perspective so that we can push through the different hurdles. Because as I said, and you've experienced it, life is going to happen. Life is always going to be lifing. And so it doesn't have to stop you. Another reason why people procrastinate is because of lack of motivation. You're just not motivated. And that's important. You got to begin to tap into the thing that you love, the thing that lights you up, the thing that sets your heart ablaze. What is it that gets you up in the morning, right? When you have motivation, you'll be excited to do what you got to do. And there would be less of you putting some things off. And so that's another reason why people procrastinate, is because there's not a lot of motivation or inspiration. I think Simon Sinek talks about in his book, Why. He talks about that. Like, what is your why? And I read that when you have a strong why, you'll overcome almost any how. So the challenge, and you know this, it's amazing how we know intellectually, we know these things. So the challenge isn't so much the how. We can find that in a technological age. There are answers and solutions in AI, and there are tools available. So it's not the how. It's just finding a strong enough why that will help us to overcome procrastinating and putting things off, right? And so the last reason why people procrastinate is because just poor time or self-regulation. I remember thinking about this. We've heard of time management, and really and truly, is there such a thing as time management? I feel like it's more self-regulation, because I can't control time. I can't manage time, but I can manage me. I can manage and regulate how and my use of that time. And so that's another reason why people procrastinate. And so, as I said, we're going to be doing a webinar on this, overcoming procrastination, why we do it and how to stop doing it. And so if you're interested, this might not be for everybody, but for those of you that are sick, you're sick and tired of, just sick of putting stuff off, and you're sick and tired of delaying, and you just want to do it. There's a quote by Maxwell I love. He says, he calls it the law of diminishing effect. He says, the longer we take to do something that we know we should do, the greater the odds are that we'll never do it. So click the link below. And if you're not already following or subscribing, subscribe to the channel, please. And thank you for doing that. But again, if it's for you and you're tired of procrastinating and you want to just sort of dive a little bit deeper into why we do it and how to stop, then click the link below. There's a webinar coming up that we're going to be doing on overcoming procrastination. Again, I know time is our biggest and most valued asset. So I want to thank you for spending a little bit of your time with us today. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.